brilliant guy. So it's really hard because people are like, how do I compare myself to that? You know, like my Midwestern humbleness just comes right, humility comes right out. I don't know, it blows my mind. I would say it was more of a general sort of attitude towards or approach to the character, which is the fact that yes, he is a villain, yes, he looks grotesque, all of these things that we know about the character, but there is a sense he is charismatic, and there is a sense of fun and wit to him. There sort of has to be for him to ingratiate himself to people, for him to get on the better side of people, which is what he's trying to do, because ultimately he wants to manipulate people to
But he is becoming darker and darker.
It's true. It is happening as we see. But what I will bring it back, what both Burgess and Danny brought to the role was such a sense of fun. That's the one thing that I want to keep in the character. I want to keep this sort of sense of irony and enjoyment of the situation. Because otherwise, if it gets too serious, then it's not as enjoyable. At least for me. She's such a dream. She's such an amazing actor to work with, and literally. I mean, I don't know if I can tell. I'll tell the story really fast. So it was the second episode where I got the script and I found out that I had a mom, and I immediately, I don't know why, I immediately texted my agent. I was like, I have a mom in the show. It needs to be Carol Kane. I think I had said her name earlier that day on some website or something, it was her birthday or something. And then my agent was like, whatever, hold your breath. Don't, there are a lot of people who are going to want to be this, whatever. 2 days later, Danny Cannon texts me, and he's like, executive producer, and he's like, Carol Kane is playing your mom. And I was like,
that's awesome.
But anyway, she's brilliant, and also the amazing thing about playing opposite with her is that she brings humanity. She brings a lot of humanity to Oswald. She is his tether back to reality. She is and also with that, which is unfortunate. And I know nothing specific, but she is a liability to him as well, because again, the one thing that she's the only thing that he cares about, and so I worry about it. She's got to be okay, His
appearance seems to be changing, his complexion and everything.
Yeah, and I don't want him to immediately go to end of season 1, he's successful, and then we go season 2 and he's king of Gotham City, which I don't. That wouldn't be interesting to me. I want there to be challenges, because I think that's more, real, and and also still there's a lot of time. I mean, Bruce is a little, he's a little guy still. You know what I mean? He's got ways to go. However, it would be something that I'd be totally open to exploring, and we've sort of done it. There are little yes. Can I use the term Easter egg without sounding like an asshole?
But in respect to tomorrow.
But there have been little things in this show, even in the pilot where he kills the man for a sandwich. There are little relationships with food that he has, and and addiction and drinking, and so I think we'll start to see more of that as we go along. Yeah. A slow build. I like a slow build. Well, I give so much credit to Bruno Heller and the rest of our John Stevens, the rest of our amazing writers. They've created such they've created the character and the language for the character, and then it really just sort of feels like I'm stepping in and just sort of filling the vessel, and it just I mean, I don't know why it comes strangely naturally to me for some reason, this character, I don't know, but yeah, it's hard to say. I feel there are things about Cobblepot that I identify with, that I understand, that, obviously I don't, I wouldn't make the same choices that he makes in certain terms. I have a respect for human life, but I don't think that he has exactly, but at the same time, I do understand what it feels like to be different and to, be an outsider and to be discounted for, the way you look or what your interests are and, what that feels like, and, all of that, personal experience, I definitely have brought to the role, and it's helped me, create ideally a three-dimensional person that, even though we're in this fantastic comic book world, that you could, sort of understand or see him in the real world in a strange way. You know, like that's the whole thing about Batman is that there's something like it's not so removed from reality. It always has one foot still in, you know, the real world and one foot out of it, even though, you know, again, it's comic book, but like, so it's like, it's finding that balance, which, you know, is like my goal. So yeah, bringing myself to that is like what I've been trying to do. Does that answer?